Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this weekend episode of the Maritime Morning Brief, brought to you by the Marine Exchange of Puget Sound. I am your host, Sarah, back again this morning bringing you the essentials on vessel movements and maritime conditions today in Washington. It is Saturday, February 28th, 2026, and today we are anticipating the arrival of 8 vessels. This is expected to include 3 bulkers, 3 tankers, 1 container ship, and 1 vehicle carrier. We're also expecting the departure of 4 vessels, including 2 container ships, 1 tanker, and 1 ro-ro. For today's tides in Seattle, we will have high tides at 03:52 and 13:45, with low tides at 09:17 and 20:43. For the weather, we're expecting a high of 51 degrees and a low of 41 degrees, with partly sunny skies and north wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. So it's looking pretty nice for us there. This is the weekend episode, so of course I'm going to cover tomorrow now. Feel free to stick around or just come tune back in, whatever works best for you. Tomorrow is Sunday, March 1st, 2026, and we are anticipating the arrival of 6 vessels. This is expected to include 1 tanker, 4 container ships, and 1 vehicle carrier. We're also expecting the departure of 2 vessels, which are to be tankers. As a reminder, ship schedules are dynamic and subject to change, so for more details and the most up-to-date information throughout the weekend, please log into our AIS feed, check out the daily paper, or call into the Operations Center. For tomorrow's tides in Seattle, we will have high tides at 04:24 and 14:49, with low tides at 09:58 and 21:32. For the weather, we're expecting a high of 53 degrees and a low of 39 degrees, with sunny skies and north wind around 6 miles per hour throughout the day. And before we sign off, I was just going to give you a little excerpt from the PMSA report of January 2026 container traffic at North American ports that just came out. There is a small piece kind of about Washington and Port of Tacoma and Seattle, so I'm just going to read that to you here. Also sustaining year-over-year declines in container traffic to start the year were the Northwest Seaport Alliance ports of Tacoma and Seattle. Import loads were down 16% year-over-year, dropping 91,017 TEUs. That also represents a 29.2 plunge from January 2019. Export-laden shipments edged lower by 0.3% to 48,160 TEUs, but remained down 33.9% from the first month of 2019. Total year-to-date container moves through the Washington State Maritime Complex, including shipments involving Alaska and Hawaii, amounted to 228,166 TEU. Export-laden shipments edged lower by 0.3% to 48,160 TEUs, but remained down 33.9% from the first month of 2019. Total year-to-date container moves through the Washington State Maritime Complex, including shipments through Alaska and Hawaii, amounted to 228,166 TEUs, down 30.1% from the total number of containers the port handled in 2019. If you're like me, that was basically impossible to hear and comprehend. If you're not and you are an audio learner, congrats. That's probably why you're here. That was probably sufficient for you to absorb that information. So again, if you're not, I shared that report on all of our social medias, and you can head over there and kind of look at all those numbers with your eyes and then, absorb them into your brain to better kind of comprehend that information that is, of course, very useful. So with that, we are done for today's Maritime Morning Brief. Thank you very much for coming again to join me, and I look forward to seeing you all bright and early again Monday morning.